afternoon. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. We're here for a town board meeting and a special CDA meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Frank, can you take the lead, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can we stand for one more time for a moment of silence for the cases, the COVID cases, and the people who have passed? Thank you. As the Riverhead Town Supervisor, the health and safety and well-being of all our residents and our town employees are our top priority. Despite any interruptions you might be experiencing in your daily life due to the COVID-19 virus, I hope you and your family remain healthy and safe. The entire town board is working behind the scenes to ensure that essential town services continue, and we are working under the governor's executive orders. We know this is an uneasy time for many, and our residents and their families. Myself and your police chief are in daily meetings and in contact with local, county, and state officials in conferences, and together we have over 70 years of law enforcement and emergency management experience. This virus caught the world by surprise, and it is difficult to tame. Our enemy is invisible, and some groups are more vulnerable than others. Consequently, it is incumbent on all Riverhead residents to do their part to help contain the COVID-19 virus. In a moment, our emergency coordinator will advise you in that regard. Further, in an effort to help our senior population remain safe during the COVID-19 pandemic, Riverhead Town and the board created the Riverhead Seniors Assistance for Essentials program, also known as SAFE. This program provides non-contact home delivery of prepaid essentials such as groceries, prescriptions, drugs, and home repair items at no cost delivered to your door. The SAFE program has since been expanded to include home delivery to veterans and the medically fragile residents. Riverhead residents in need of delivery assistance of essential items may register at our town website or by calling 631-727-3200 extension 211. Our senior program also continues to expand with our Meals on Wheels program. Yesterday, the governor announced schools are closed until Wednesday, April 29, 2020, and we will be following suit with our emergency operations. Thank you in advance for your continued help, cooperation, and participation in the collective effort to help contain the spread of COVID-19 virus. The town board and I wish to thank all the essential workers, the medical staff, the police, EMS, and all those who are working behind the scenes to help overcome this crisis. We are all in this together, and we will get through this together. Thank you. Each board member would like to make a short statement, and we'll start with you, Frank.
I just want to thank all the healthcare workers, all the police and ambulance for everything they do on a daily basis. I want everybody to stay safe. We'll get through this. It's almost in the rearview mirror now, but we have to stick it out. Just be well and stay safe.
Captain?
Thank you, Supervisor. I want to start with echoing condolences for the many that we have lost in our community and frankly across the entire globe. I'm also thinking of the many who have lost their jobs and are no longer receiving a paycheck during this difficult time. I want to take a moment to thank Yvette and the chief for manning our emergency response team, and they've been very diligent about keeping the rest of the board apprised of everything as it changes quickly. You know, I've always been proud of Riverhead, but never as proud as I am now. So many have stepped up in our community in this crisis, from the healthcare workers to the people stocking our grocery store shelves. And I have seen so many incredible acts of kindness and generosity. People donating to our food pantries, having parade by the hospital yesterday, putting up letters, checking on their neighbors. We do have a lot of hard days ahead of us. We need to remain diligent about our social distancing. We can't let up. We're in it for the long haul, but I do believe in my heart that it's the close-knit spirit of Riverhead that will carry us through this.
Thank you. Jody?
Yeah, I'd just like to echo the sentiments and talk about the healthcare workers and their dedication and community coming together. Healthcare workers, ambulance, community coming together and really supporting our local businesses. I think that's very important. Catherine, you couldn't have said it better when you talk about the community coming together, and you know, it's really created a strong bond in Riverhead's community. We're a small town and we know our neighbors, and everybody's doing a great job in checking on their neighbors and making sure that they're taken care of and getting care when they need it. So, and again, Yvette and the Chief of Police, you're doing a great job, and we're staying well informed, and you're representing our town well. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Jody, and be well. Tim, are you still with us? I'm sure he is.
Yes, I'm here. You guys said it very well and eloquently. The amount of people in this community that have come together, it's really not surprising though, because the town of Riverhead has been like this through thick and thin over the years. And I have to say it's one of the reasons I love this town so much and the people in it. There's so many people we could thank, from our truck drivers to our gas station attendants, certainly all the medical and EMS and the thoughts of healthcare workers that have retired and come back out of retirement and volunteering to come back into the medical facilities to help out. It's incredible, and it says a lot about this country in itself. My thoughts and prayers are certainly with everybody who's been affected by this and will be affected by this, and also with those who've lost loved ones or family members. So we pray for you all, and we will get through this. There's no doubt about that. We'll get through this, and we always come out stronger. But we just have to stick with it, and the social distancing is so important. Don't get lax. Don't get lax if you hear the numbers starting to level out. Continue it, because it's most important to get rid of it and banish it to make it go away for good. Special thanks to our supervisor and our chief of police, our town attorney, all our department heads, for holding the town together during these very trying times. And nothing but the best to everybody. Stay healthy and stay well.
I do want to mention one event that we're having. I believe your office.
You got to wait for the press release.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, you wanna,
okay.
okay.
No, that's fine, it's fine.
We did send out, the supervisor's office sent out information, but on Friday, we are going to have, and I'll let Frank join in too.
Yes.
We are going to have a food distribution, people, at Stotsky Park, people will line up where the cars normally line up for the driver's test. For people that are in need of food, you can come in your car, or people may walk up. Of course, if you walk up, you have to practice social distancing. And Island Harvest, and which is why I'm going to let Frank talk about it too. Island Harvest is bringing about 10 flats of food for us to bag up and distribute, and that'll be on Friday from 1 to 3. And I'm going to pitch it over to Frank because he's actually on the board of directors of Island Harvest.
Thanks. Yeah, this is truly one of those atypical or apolitical events. This has nothing to do with any one of us, but we collaborated to reach out to Island Harvest to try to help those that are in the greatest need in our community, and thank God they were prepared to do so. They're going to come on Friday afternoon with a box truck, and they said probably between 5 and 10 pallets
They
of
told me
food.
10.
10
10, okay, 10, great. So we're gonna be there, we'll have volunteers handing out the supplies and the food. Come down, especially if you're in need, but if you have a neighbor that's in need, maybe you can bring them or come for them. But hopefully it goes swimmingly, and I think it's a great thing for all of us to work together on.
Agree. I want to thank Councilman Hubbard and Councilwoman Giglio for working with us on this as well.
Yes. And it's 1 to 3, or until supplies last?
Until they run out, right?
Okay.
Right.
Okay, great. All right, moving forward, can I have a first and second to close the town board meeting and move on to the, and open up the special CDA meeting?
So moved?
Second.
Now the CDA meeting is now open. We have Dawn, the director of the CDA, here present with us.
We have to vote to. You want me to just? The town board meeting.
Yes,
Right, they
we just
just
did
first
vote.
and second. You want me to do that, or you want to roll through? Okay.
And then I have a first and second to approve the prior CDA meetings,
Okay.
minutes,
All right,
correct?
I'm just gonna roll through just so that we,
Okay.
okay. Bayrock,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
okay. Giglio,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Here.
Yes, the town board meeting has closed and the CDA meeting is now open.
Okay, and we have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of February 19th, 2020 at 6 o'clock.
So moved.
Okay,
Okay, second? Approve the
Second.
minutes for the CDA meeting.
okay, Bayrock,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Supervisor.
Yes.
The minutes of February 19th, 2020 meeting are approved.
Yes.
And we have one resolution, number 3 of 2020. We have accepted some online comments, because now would be the time we do comments on resolutions. So if you would like me to read those comments into the record, I'll do that.
I think we should.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, before we move on to the, and this applies to your meeting as well, Bob, can you make a comment on the, open law meetings?
Sure.
Concerning the governor's directive, how we are
Yes, I'll-
changing
I'll-
direction?
I will address that. I will begin by paraphrasing some of the comments that came from Governor Cuomo, and then I will read verbatim the actual language that dealt with the open meetings law. It's all embodied in his Executive Order 202.1, which was dated March 12th of 2020 and followed his original Executive Order of 2002, which was dated March 7th of 2020, which started all of this. Now therefore, I, Andrew M. Cuomo, Governor of the State of New York, by virtue of authority vested in me, by the Constitution and laws of the State of New York, do hereby continue Executive Order 202. Goes on to say, I hereby temporarily suspend or modify for the period from the date of this executive order through April 11, 2020, the following. And this is the part that's verbatim. Quote, suspension of law allowing the attendance of meetings telephonically or other similar service. Colon. Article 7 of the Public Officers Law, comma, to the extent necessary to permit any body to meet and take such actions authorized by the law without permitting in public, in-person access to meetings, and authorizing such meetings to be held remotely by conference call or similar service, comma, provided that the public has the ability to view or listen to such proceeding, and that such meetings are recorded and later transcribed. Semicolon, end of quote. So this is the operative provision that the governor put into place. He's the one who has the authority to suspend state laws, and he did suspend the Public Officers Law, in this case the Open Meetings Law, to allow for this meeting to take place without the public being physically here. With certain conditions, the fact that they have an opportunity to listen or view it simultaneously to the meeting being held, and further also authorize the boards to meet without all members being in attendance. You can do it by telephone or similar service. So we did that. Last week, a notice was issued to advise the public that this meeting, the CDA meeting would be held, and that it and the town board meeting would be conducted without the public being invited or able to attend in person in this room. They were given the opportunity to submit email comments or call with regard to the resolutions, and only the resolutions that will be on the CDA meeting as well as the town board meeting. The town board's going to dispense with its usual rules. There will not be an open comment period. Instead, if individuals want to talk about something other than the resolutions that are either on the CDA meeting or on the town board meeting, they could submit them to the clerk as they would usually. Thank you.
Thank you. And so we are actually using a combination. We are using telephone conferencing, and we're also using Zoom, which is commonly used and practiced recently across town board meetings. So we're not deviating in any form, and we can comment on the resolutions.
Okay, so, the resolution, I'm just gonna read the title, so to put it in context, the resolution is entitled Approves License Agreement between Town of Riverhead Community Development Agency and ULC Robotics, Inc., and authorizes the chairman to execute the license agreement. We received 2 separate email comments, one on Friday, April 3rd from Ron Herreri, and one on Tuesday, April 7th from Rex Farr. I'll read both in full. The email from Ron Herreri is as follows. We write to strenuously object to the CDA's proposed runway use agreement with ULC Robotics, which is the subject of a meeting on April 7th, 2020, as the town and CDA have wholly failed to comply with procedural and substantive requirements for consideration of any resolution authorizing any such agreement, depriving the public of the right to comment on the agreement or its terms. The town's website fails to include the proposed agreement or any explanation of its terms, and the public must guess as to its terms in their meeting. Moreover, the town and CDA have failed to provide required notice to the public and otherwise comply with law. At this time, 2 business days before the CDA and board is to vote on this agreement, the public has no way to know its terms or its environmental or other impacts. News reports note that the CDA and town failed to state the compensation for the use of the town's runways, and we fear the town board is about to give away a public asset without just compensation. Again, because this information is not provided, the public must guess at the town's intentions. Finally, prior to any agreement regarding the town's runways, use of the town's runways, the town must determine where the town is able to proceed with any proposed sale of the EPCAL property, the closing for which is scheduled to occur next month. We believe that the town must request reasonable assurances of the vendee's performance in light of current events and economic conditions. We further believe that allowing the agreement would interfere with potential military and emergency use of the airport in this continuing national and state emergency. We urge the town board to abandon this reckless and irresponsible impairment of what may be a critical resource to protect the public safety. At a minimum, we demand that this matter be adjourned pending compliance with applicable notice and other requirements during this emergency. The following comment is from Rex Farr and EPCAL Watch. The comment is, EPCAL Watch is aware that the Town of Riverhead Community Development Agency will be considering adoption of the referenced resolution CDA 2020-3, approves license agreement between Town of Riverhead Community Development Agency and ULC Robotics, Inc., and authorizes the chairman to execute the license agreement at the April 7th, 2020 CDA meeting. For the reasons elaborated upon below, we respectfully urge that the CDA not act on the resolution at the meeting, and further urge that it be tabled or withdrawn until the CDA makes an environmental impact determination pursuant to Part 617 NYCRR, implementing regulations of New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQRA. This resolution is a discretionary action of the town CDA and therefore is not exempt from SEQRA regulations. Thus, the CDA must make a significance determination regarding the resolution under SEQRA as a connected part of its consideration of the resolution's adoption. As there is no accompanying SEQRA resolution on the agenda or any reference that SEQRA has been complied with, it would be unlawful for the CDA to adopt the resolution authorizing execution of the license agreement, since it will not have considered the action's environmental impacts. The concern of EPCAL Watch regarding SEQRA and regulations is not simply procedural. Drone operations / activities are known to disturb wildlife, especially various bird species. It is a major reason why their use is prohibited and / or highly restricted in many public refuges, parks, and preserves. As CDA members are undoubtedly aware, EPCAL provides habitat for dozens of bird species, some of which are rare and endangered. Thus, the CDA should assess the potential of this proposed use on the native bird populations slash species found on the site, and from that assessment, make a determination of significance. In closing, we urge that the CDA table or withdraw the resolution at this time. Thank you. And those are the comments.
Comments noted. Jeff, did you want to add on that concerning CEQA?
And I'm gonna say thank you to Rex and Ron for their comments.
Comments noted.
Good afternoon, everybody. Jefferson Murphy, Building and Planning Administrator. I did review Mr. Farr's.
Apparently
Move
you
this
have
way.
to move that way.
Hmm?
Thank you, you're in
No,
the way.
towards us,
No, he was fine.
Towards the mic.
Oh, towards us.
towards the mic.
That's good? Okay.
Okay, we're good? Jefferson Murphy, Building and Planning Administrator. I did review Mr. Farr's email and the lease agreement by the applicant ULC. And Mr. Farr is correct that it does require secret. I did review the lease agreement and it does qualify as a type 2 action pursuant to secret, and I believe we've amended the resolution as such. I believe you all have that and it's been posted.
Does it require?
Yeah, I did check with Bob on that, and the resolution was amended with that information.
And I apologize for that glitch. It's just,
Does it require CEQA or not?
it does, and we did it.
Then you did it.
Yep, it's a type
Okay.
2 action and no further environmental review is required. This is a temporary use, and as such, it qualifies as a type 2 action.
I understand it's a short-term use and it can be canceled at any time.
That's
So
correct.
it will not interfere with anything going on in EPCAL, correct?
That's correct.
Bob, you agree?
That's correct. It's cancelable, should the, it's cancelable upon 15 days under certain circumstances, 30 days under others. If the agreement moves forward with CAT, it's also cancelable. It's a temporary license. As a temporary license or as a license agreement, it does not require that we do a qualified and eligible further. In case that issue is addressed at a later
You
date.
need to be louder.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just put the mic on, hold on.
There you go. I'm the only one who can see all the signals.
All right.
Oh, really?
Let me start over. So yes, the agreement is first and foremost a license. It does include provisions for cancellation, including those that would allow for cancellation upon the town community development agency proceeding forward with the contract of sale and the closing with CAT LLC. In addition thereto, as a license, I just wanted to make the further comment that it does not require the CDA to conduct a public hearing in order to do a qualified and eligible. It did, thank you for the folks who commented. It did cause us to take a look at the secret regs, and as pointed out by Jefferson Murphy, it was determined that under 617.5, it is an unlisted agency, unlisted action for the type 2, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. So it's type 2, and now the resolution has been amended to reflect that.
Okay, I understand it's a 50 by 50 foot location, so it really isn't a big part of the location. And I also understand that they're gonna test the drones and take the testing equipment with them? Is that correct?
That's correct. It's a 2,500 square foot area on
Okay.
the existing taxiway along the western runway. I just wanna see if they have a short description.
So the activity will be solely on the runway?
That's it.
Not to disturb any other, grounds or wetlands or
Correct.
grass? Okay,
And there's a $2,000 per month fee.
okay. And it's cancelable within 30 days, so.
Or 15 in certain circumstances.
Okay. All right, so I guess moving forward, Diane, can you read the resolution and we'll vote on it?
The resolution, CDA resolution number 3. We have Jody's name there.
Jody?
Oh, Jody's supposed to read it?
Yeah, but she's on phone conference, maybe you wanna read it for her?
I'm the second in this one.
Oh, okay. Do you wanna read it for
Yeah, I'll
Jody?
read it if you like.
I don't have it open.
Do you have it open, Jody?
I can
Does she
move
have
in.
it seconded?
No.
Go ahead, Frank.
Go ahead, she
I'll
can
second.
second you, how's
Okay,
that?
good.
Perfect.
Approves license agreement between Town of Riverhead Community Development Agency and ULC Robotics, Inc., and authorizes the chairman to execute the license agreement. So moved.
Seconded?
Vote please.
Bayrod,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
I just want to say that I'm really happy that this is happening. I mean, ULC is doing positive things, including protecting the environment. ULC was one of the companies that Kat had brought forward during the qualified and eligible hearing. And in the study of the EPCAL subdivision and the accessory to R&D are aviation opportunities. The VTOL is an aircraft that is doing research and development on vertical takeoff and landing to support utility and offshore wind. It will have environmental monitoring, detecting endangered species with cameras mounted to the bottom of the aircraft, so that would minimize the negative effects on the environment rather than on boats and mammals, so that area can be protected if there is any detection of any threatened endangered species or endangered species. It is, in my opinion, an environmentally sensitive application, and it is supporting the green energy with all the megawatts of wind that are being proposed offshore. Right now, they are currently operating in the Edgewood Oak Brush Plains Preserve, which is regulated by the New York State DEC, and that's in Comac, and it was too small of a site for them to test this. They are also operating out of Smith Point by permit from Suffolk County Parks inside the dunes to research and develop the vertical takeoff and landing. So I think this is a great thing. It's what the town board had contemplated as uses for the EPCAL property. And I'm happy that they chose EPCAL to come and do their research and development here. So on that note, I will vote yes.
Okay, thank you.
Supervisor?
Yes.
The resolution is adopted.
Tim did.
Yes,
Tim,
Tim.
I got
Oh, he did? Okay.
Okay, moving forward. Can I have a first and second to close the CDA
So
meeting
moved.
and reopen the town board meeting?
Second.
Okay,
It's up to us, Frank.
So we'll vote on the closing of the CDA. So,
yes, we just voted, okay.
so Bayrod,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Supervisor.
Yes.
The meeting is closed and we're reopening the town board meeting.
At this time, we are reopening the town board meeting. Chief Miller, can you come up for a few minutes and just discuss about COVID before we move on to the rest of the agenda?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Quick status report on our COVID in the town of Riverhead. Back on March 18th, we had our first positive case of COVID-19 in the town. 20 days later, we are at 155 cases as of yesterday. If you look at our other East End towns, Southampton has 208, Southold has 219, East Hampton has 60, and Shelter Island has 2. Although if I look at the map now, they have 3, I think, so. And with respect to other towns, we look like we're right in the middle. That's not so the case. We actually have more per thousand than the 4 other towns. The only one that has more than us is Southold Town. Our state of emergency went into effect on March 13th and has remained in effect since. Our last extension of the state of emergency has closed all activities in our parks. We saw that there was a problem with people congregating in our parks. So as of the last state of emergency, we did away with any activities in all of our parks. So this includes fields, courts, rinks, skate park. Basically, the only thing you can do in our parks right now is walk, run, or bike. Our yard waste facility also remains closed at this time. Please follow your yard waste calendar on the town recycling calendar. I think it's picked up every 2 weeks. The only thing it does not include is your grass clippings. So with that, you would probably leave them on your property to mulch, or turn your mower on mulching and don't pick up your grass clippings. According to our governor and our county executive, the numbers seem to be trending right now in the right way. Schools will remain closed until April 29th, as the supervisor said before, and New York pause will remain in effect. It's very hard these days to think of any good news. It's really, we had some great news last night with our parade past the hospital, and over 250 cars showed up for that, so it was a great support for the hospital. But with all the news, and you get bombarded every day with all the numbers and stuff like this, there's really 3 things you can do to stop the spread of COVID virus. Number 1 is remain calm. Number 2 is social distancing, and I know all town board members express that also. You have to stay 6 feet away from each other. It's proven to be effective. Back in the influenza pandemic of 1918, that's what works, social distancing. So as Councilman Hubbard said, you know, if the numbers start to look good, that's not the time to let your guard down. You have to still practice social distancing. And last but not least is washing your hands. If you have any questions or concerns, or you need any help, you can always contact us at 727-3200. In the morning, we have a Spanish-speaking officer to answer any questions, a Spanish and English-speaking officer in the morning, and then just English in the afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you to our chief, who's been working 24/7. Correct?
All right, moving forward, can I have a first and second to approve the minutes for the March 3rd, 2020 town board meeting?
So moved?
Second?
Okay, Bayrock,
Yes?
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
The minutes are approved. I'll just go right into the correspondence I have
Correspondence,
listed.
yes, absolutely.
An organization called Grassroots sent a letter regarding plastic pollution problem. William Von Hillman sent a letter regarding ambulance service in the Jamesport substation. Under reports, the tax receiver, total tax collection, I have a bunch here, so I'll just read the last one. That was as of April 1st, 2020, $89,011,034.65. The tax receiver also submitted the February utility collection report, and that was $283,308.84. And town clerk, March monthly report, $8,136.05. And that is all I have.
Great, okay. Moving forward, do we have any comments on the resolutions presented before us today?
I have nothing.
We have none, okay. And we did afford up to 1 o'clock today, emails, and it's open for calls right now. Apparently they can call town hall. That being the case, hearing no one, we're gonna move forward, and Diane, can you please call the resolutions?
Sure. Resolution 193.
Accepts the retirement of a police officer. So moved.
Second?
Bayrock,
Yes?
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes, Scott Wickland, I wish him nothing but the best. Scott comes from a line of police officers in his family. He started out in New York City PD, and he transferred out here. He has a brother with Southampton PD. He has a sister who's a sergeant with Riverhead PD. His dad is a retired police officer. It seems to run in their blood, and I was glad to know him, glad to work with him, and thank him for all of his service.
Giglio.
Jody?
Jody? Did we lose Jody?
Yes, I also want to thank Scott for his service, and it's a tremendous loss for our police department, but we'll miss him, and I wish him luck.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
If I could just jump in on that 1 minute, I wanted to say that Scott Wickland has had a long and illustrious career. He will definitely be sorely missed in the town of Riverhead. Yes, he comes from a long line of police enforcement. We'll miss him, and we wish him well.
Okay, we'll move on to Resolution 194.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute professional services agreement with East End Accounting Services Corp. So moved.
Seconded?
Vote please.
Bayrock.
Yes.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 195.
Accepts the resignation of Fire Marshal Andrew Smith. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote please.
Bayrock.
Yes.
Kent.
Andrew has been a valuable member of our town workforce, and I wish him well in his retirement. I vote
Hubbard.
Yes.
Sorry. Hubbard.
Yes, I wish Andrew the best of luck in his future endeavors. Thank you for your service with us.
Giglio.
Yes, good luck, Andrew. And yes.
Aguirre.
Good luck, yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 196.
Assigns fund balance for IT department. So moved.
Seconded?
Vote please.
Bayrock.
Yes.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 197.
Assign fund balance for police department. So moved.
Second.
Vote please.
Bayrock.
Yes.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Thank you, New York State, for this unfunded mandate where we're having to spend $335,000 to upgrade our computer software programs in order to meet the requirements of the state law with regards to bail reform. This is $335,000, and this is just a piece of what we have to spend in this unfunded mandate because there's overtime involved, there's discovery, there's a lot of other things that are going to cost taxpayers a lot of money that wasn't even considered when the bail reform law was passed in the governor's budget. So I support this because our police department needs it in order for the town to be able to properly communicate with other agencies. But again, it's an unfunded mandate. And, I'll vote yes because we need to support our police department.
Aguirre.
Absolutely, yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 198.
Accepts retirement of police officer. So moved.
On this one, it's going to require, is it working?
Yes.
Okay,
now it
good.
is.
Yeah, this one is one of the ones that was resulted in a retirement that was effective on March 25th. It's Police Officer Michael Purick. It was in queue to be considered at the March 17th meeting, and because of the circumstances was not considered. So it's going to need to be amended to read ratifies.
Absolutely.
I did circulate a resolution around earlier, which I think the board has seen. Rather than read it verbatim, instead of acceptance, it's going to ratify the acceptance of the retirement of a police officer. That amended resolution has been provided to the town clerk already as well.
Right.
So we had first and second on that?
Yes.
Second?
Okay.
Vote please.
Just in case.
Bayrock.
Yes.
198.
Kent.
I wish Michael well, and thank him for his service. I vote yes.
Hubbard.
All my former coworkers are retiring soon. I'm not going to know anybody on the police department. Nothing but the best of luck to Mike Purick. Enjoyed working with him. He was a great cop, and wish him nothing but the best in the future. Yes.
Giglio.
Yes, good luck, Officer Purick.
Aguirre.
Good luck, yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 199.
Pays bills. So moved.
Second.
Vote please.
Bayrock.
Yes.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 200.
Pays bills. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote please.
Bayrock.
Yes.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Okay, that concludes the resolutions, and can I have a first and a second to close the town board meeting?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
So moved. And Jody and Tim, be safe.
Yes, we wish our whole community be safe. We wish you well.
Will do, and I just want to wish our community a very happy Easter. It's a very religious weekend coming up. There's been a lot of praying going on, and there'll be a lot more, so everybody stay healthy. Remember to social distance, and we will get through this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jody and Tim.